When I was young, I used to eat a lot. I could eat whatever I wanted. But then, when I started to get older, things changed. So today I have to watch my food. And some people, they even gain fat controlling their food portions. And all this fat goes to the butt, goes to the legs, goes to the belly. And why does it happen? Is there a way to change things or at least improve the metabolism? So in this video, I'm going to explain to you what happens to the body after the 30s and what we can do to improve the situation, improve our metabolism. So let's go. I am Camila from Brazil. I am a health coach and I take care of women from different ranges and they want to be better, healthier, perform well and have better hormones. So let's understand what happens to the body after the 30s. First, we have our ovaries with the eggs. We have a reserve of eggs. Every month, when you menstruate, you start to lose a little bit. So the ovarian reserve starts to decline after the 30s. And this makes some hormones decline as well. Understand, if you have a stressful life, bad habits, things like that, this process is going to be faster, okay? So the first hormone we lose is progesterone. Progesterone is not only to keep the pregnancy, progesterone makes you feel better, progesterone is a diuretic, progesterone helps reduce PMS symptoms. So women with low progesterone, they will probably have estrogen dominance, even though the estrogen in the blood work looks normal. So if you have estrogen dominance, your metabolism changes, you can accumulate fats in areas in your lower body. For example, your glutes, your legs, the internal parts of your legs. This makes it more difficult to lose weight. So progesterone, for me, it costs a lot. Your body needs a lot to produce progesterone. So if you have bad life habits and a stressful life, things are going to get worse. And talking about stressful life, stress. When you were young, you didn't have a lot of stress. You had a good life. You didn't have to care about food. You didn't have to care about the bills, your kids, your husbands, your family, your house. Your life was better. But today, we have a lot of stress. And women now, they not just take care of their homes, they also take care of their work. So you have work plus your home. It's a lot of stress. And if you have adrenal dysfunction, things get harder for you. Okay, your metabolism starts to slow down. You have more problems with your insulin. Stress, chronic stress, high stress can affect your insulin. Low stress can affect the way that your body mobilizes fat. So your metabolism is going to slow down in both ways. So insulin, if you have your insulin affected because of stress, because of poor life habits, because of lack of exercise, things will change. When you are young, you have a good insulin sensitivity. So everything you eat, your body is going to divide everything well. For example, the macros. Proteins will go to the right place. Fats, they will go to the right place. Carbohydrates, to the right place. But now that you don't have that very good insulin sensitivity, I'm not talking about diabetes, I'm talking about just insulin sensitivity. If you don't have that good insulin sensitivity, you eat the food with all the macros, the junk food, everything will mess up with your body because your body is not able to divide the macros properly. So you will end up accumulating more fats. This is like a thing that changes a lot over the years if you don't have especially a good and healthy lifestyle. So the third thing, insulin resistance. Fourth thing, your mitochondria. Your mitochondria changes a lot over the time. First, because of inflammation, stress, poor life habits, lack of exercise, and oxidative stress. Your mitochondria is your powerhouse. You have mitochondria in all of your cells, and it helps with your energy. So if you fatigue, you feel low in energy, it may be your mitochondria, but it also may be your stress levels, your adrenal levels, lack of vitamins, lack of nutrients, many things. Your mitochondria also needs nutrients. For example, CoQ10 is very important for your mitochondria and it may not be in your diet, for example. Another thing that we have to have in mind is the muscle mass. Your muscles, they are your active mass, okay? They are your active metabolism. If you have only fat's not active. So when you are younger, if you don't keep exercise, you have more muscle mass. So over the years, you start to lose that mass and you replace the mass with fat. So think with me. Mass is your active metabolism. Fat is not. If you replace them, what happens? You will have a slower metabolism. So exercise is important. You see that. Another thing that changes your neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters, for example, GABA is a neurotransmitter that makes you feel calmer. Progesterone helps to boost GABA. If you lose your progesterone, you don't have a lot of GABA. Another thing that changes is your guts. Tons of food pass in our guts over the years. If the food is not good, you can have that dysbiosis. And serotonin is produced mainly in your guts. If you have gut dysbiosis, you don't produce serotonin well. What serotonin does makes you feel better, much better, with less anxiety. Also GABA makes the same. And you end up losing this over the time. Not losing, but it reduces a lot. And it changes a lot. And you feel more stressed. And it affects your metabolism. You see that everything is linked. Another thing that not changes, but builds up, is toxins. We have toxins everywhere. For example, the little coffee that you drink in a plastic cup, that thing has a lot of BPA, which is an endocrine disruptor that can mess up with your hormones. It can mess up with your estrogen, make you have more estrogen dominance, accumulate more fats. It can mess up with your thyroid, for example, slowing down your metabolism. So you see that many things happen over the years, and it's like we are a car, and then we start to ruin our car over the time, and we don't do any maintenance. So what's going to happen? It's going to stop working, right? So these are the things you have to have in mind. That's why the metabolism changes. And another thing that I forgot to say is your growth hormone. You have a lot of growth hormone when you are a teenager, and this is why teenagers, they sleep more. Growth hormone helps you sleep better. So they need, for example, 9 hours of sleep, while a person with 60 years will need 6-7 hours of sleep. Okay, so you start to lose this growth hormone over the years. The growth hormone improves your muscle mass, your sleep, your fat oxidation, mobilization. So you start to also lose the growth hormones. So you have a lot of things against you. So you have to change things. Okay, you have a lot of things against you, and you can do things to change that. I made a joke in the beginning of the video. I don't have problems with my metabolism. I am 35, I will be 36 soon, and things didn't change too much in my life, just a little bit. Today I don't have tolerance to lose nights of sleep, for example. In the past I could go to a party and stay the whole night there, but today I just can't. I don't have tolerance. So I know that I'm getting older because of this. So first thing you have to have in mind, sleep. Stop losing nights of sleep, because while you sleep you produce more G8, the growth hormone. You have more reparation and your metabolism gets better. Second thing, stress. It's super hard to control stress, but if you can, try to do it. For example, you have priorities in your life. Maybe you are overwhelmed and you have something that you can just leave it out, just throw away. Okay, something that's not important for your life, just reduce the load of things you have to do. Okay, you cannot leave your work, okay, but try to deal with it. If you can, try to do some yoga, some breathing exercise. There are some supplements that help. For example, theanine helps, ashwagandha, rhodiola. There are many things that can help. Taurine, it helps with GABA, as I mentioned before. Check your progesterone. If your progesterone is low, try to improve your progesterone. You see there are a lot of things you can do to change things. Your food, try to eat more protein. The amount of protein that is right for you, for your weight, for your level of activity. Activity is important. Don't just do only cardio. Try to do weightlifting, because weightlifting is going to keep your muscles, and muscles are metabolism, as I told you before. Another thing that you have to fix is your gut. If you feel like you have gut dysbiosis, you have to fix it. You fix it with the right foods. You fix it managing stress, because stress can also affect your gut. You see that everything is linked. Sleep, stress, good foods, okay? Toxins, try to avoid toxins as much as you can. It's difficult, especially microplastics. We have them everywhere, unfortunately, but you can try to avoid it. At least things that you know, for example, vegetables. You can try organic. If you cannot afford organic vegetables, check the list that shows the vegetables that you have less toxins, and try to buy them. Okay, so there are some things you can avoid, things you can replace, that are going to improve a lot your health and your metabolism. And if this video helps you, give a thumbs up, subscribe, and let's grow this channel. Thank you so much.